From the mysterious world of Hyrule, broadcast directly to the comfort of your home. Good morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you are in the world. Welcome to today's Link to the Past Randomizer Daily Race here on SG number 1. Today we have ourselves an open seed. As I get my setup going, we have ourselves quite a number of runners here today, like good 4 people here. We have Technolink, Mr. Scuff, Ninja Tuna, Light40, and Plasma Kappa here for us today. And I'm Professor Rendra. Joining me is Nilson Alex92. How are you doing today?
I'm doing good, Renderer. How are you doing, man?
I've been hanging in there. Need a bit of a break from cross keys action because poor old Ren here can't do cross keys to save my life.
That's a little bit too much for my brain as well, so I can't blame you on that one.
Oh, for sure. So yeah, this is open mode, where you start off with as if we already got through the escape sequence. So this will be quite an exciting one. Please get me back to my own comfort zone, playing open and some ambrosias.
It's going to be an interesting start to see where our runners will go early on. A lot of divergency normally.
Yeah, it'll be the same divergence as normal, and we don't have to worry about it. And we are about to get the countdown underway. We should be starting up pretty soon. So, what are you expecting from this early game?
I will expect some people to start in the Sanctuary and go to the Lost Woods and same quit, and then go and farm some bums, unless we get some bums early on.
I like these Sanctuary into Lumberjack star. That's just the star I tend to play with anyway.
Yeah, I think it's pretty common, at least, that the runners start in Sank and then just go to Lost Woods. Some checks the Lumberjack, and some doesn't.
And we are live.
Oh, wow.
10 arrows on both sides of the spectrum here. We have 10 arrows in Link's house and 10 arrows in the Sanctuary. Map check.
Yeah, we do have a green pendant in Desert Palace, and I think there was like a 156 crystal up in Hera, if I saw that correctly, and a regular crystal in Eastern.
I can confirm that is a red crystal on Hera, and a regular crystal within Eastern. Technolink heading over to the good old uncle along with Scruff, along with Link Force 2. 20 rupees from the uncle as Plasma Kappa is heading towards the Lumberjack ledge. Gonna get the tree pull from there. And a red potion from the secret chest gives us Sick Kid before we at least enter Kakariko.
That's always a good feeling. Now you just need a flute inside Kakariko, and you're pretty much good with that part.
Yeah, the most optimal for me. Oh, that is going to be an ice rod, or at least what I think is an ice rod, on top of the Lumberjack ledge. We might need Aga 1 in order to get that ice rod.
That's going to be on at least Plasma Kappa's mind, since he's the only one that knows what's on the Lumberjack so far, but definitely something we need to look out for later on.
Plasma Kappa gonna get 50 rupees as Scruff is heading over to Sahasrola's hut. Gonna go and get that item from the back here. We have a piece of heart, the hookshot, and 20 rupees.
So hookshot there is very nice to have early on. It lets you move a little bit faster.
Yeah, those little short bursts of speed is very nice, especially when you don't have boots. It's very important, and we also Plasma Cap, I think, had picked this up too, but there is also Blue Mail hanging out from the drop-down chest from the thief.
Very interesting to see Scruff go into Eastern Palace. Actually, I actually like this.
I'm more inclined to just skip out Crystal Eastern, just because I don't feel like dropping it in when I don't feel like double dipping it. I know it's one of the more not as painful double dips to get into, but it's something that I don't tend to do.
I don't tend to do it myself either, but hey, it's a daily race, so you gotta do some crazy gambles, right?
Yep, there's also a fairy in a bottle for Scruff, as the well, or at least the Lion's Hut is not really paying out. There's a bunch of money, rupees, and a lot of money bombs. There's bombs hanging out within the well, and the bomb wall here has 50 rupees in Lion's Hut.
Pretty dry Kakariko so far. Nothing in the well, nothing in Blind's hideout. So let's see if the other locations here got some good stuff for us.
Our bottle vendor just giving out 20 rupees. And to answer a question in chat, the hookshot was found within the back of Sahasrola's hut.
So nothing so far in Eastern Palace either, more than that bottle, but we already had one. So pretty good, nice safety, I guess, with that fair in a bottle.
Over to the chicken hut for Plasma Kappa. And our chicken hut is giving us a powder. We don't really have access to it just yet because we need to find that hammer, but that is an item to consider for later on. We are also allowed to powder anti-fairies as well as bunny beams when they're stationary.
Always nice to have those safeties early on when you're low on health.
I'm gonna go and look at the sick kid and the other, and the back of the tavern just having a piece of heart, so really nothing much outside of the powder, but even then we don't know if it has any. And sick kid only having a piece of heart too. Very, very dry.
It's not a stack of Rico in here, that's for sure. Did we find all the items in Eastern, or did Scruff just bail out, getting that big key?
I would believe I didn't pay attention to items when I was how many items did he got? Scruff heading over to the back, at least over to the South Shore. Scruff is intentionally leaving out Kakariko, but luckily for Scruff, the only thing that he can really get from there is just a powder, and that's just it. He has a hook shot, so he's been avoiding Kakariko. There's the lamp. That's just at least one of the pieces to the Aghanim puzzle, and a cane of Burna hanging out on the race game for Plasma Cap. I'm gonna pick that up.
Pretty wise decision to pick that one up as well, to have at least one thing that deals the damage as well, that blue cane.
Scruff heading over to Mini Moldorm Cave. The hookshot in hand, these just go down in one hit of the hookshot. And inside the hookshot Mini Moldorm Cave, we have a bug net, 10 arrows, 300 rupees, a red boomerang, and a piece, or a heart container.
So nothing really that opens up to see it inside Mini Moldorm Cave right now.
And Scruff heading over to the Ice Rod Cave. This is pretty much the standard start that most of the early game is going to consist of. You just going over to Sanctuary, or Link Sanctuary, the Link's house, and then doing like Lumberjack Cave, like Lost Woods, Kakariko, then run through to South Shore up to Ice Rod Cave. The most standard start that of any seed that's not like entrances or Key Sanity, or I mean, Key Sanity is still kind of the same, but
yeah, pretty much the same thing. So Ice Rod Cave just having a piece of heart, so nothing that that's really good here. So Plasma Kappa did actually go to desert area, so we're going to get Agina's cave, and that's pretty much one of our last locations, unless we want to dip into the castle.
Now we do have a cane of Burna, so we do have a weapon to at least get through it. There's not a lot of not full magic though, so when the runners go into, or at least Plasma Kappa and Technolink,
There's
go
the
into
boots.
the Sanctuary. Ooh. There we go. So that's part of the Ice Rod that we need, the Ice Rod puzzle. And Scruff opted to do a fake flipper, finding a shield on top of Lake Hylia Island, heading over to the man underneath the bridge.
So pretty nice find there for Plasma Kappa, getting those early boots here. Unlocks one location so far.
Okay, there's a correction in chat. There is a fire rod. It's hard to tell from the commentary stream here.
I mean, if it's the fire rod, it's even more likely that we're going to have to do Aghanim, to be honest. Unless you get super lucky with the pendant locations.
For sure. And the one thing that Plasma Kappa has available now that he has the boots is the Bonk Rocks.
I would expect him to go and check that out right after checking out the rest of South Shore. It probably set up the water walk as well.
To answer a question in chat, the boots are found within Agina's cave.
Technolink is going to show us the inside of the castle now. We'll go and start off with the Dark Cross. And Hobo is just having 20 rupees for us today.
Techno heading over to the Dark Cross. Finding the Dark Cross key. And taking advantage of the Dark Cross key they found technically found, is going to go and check out the back of Escape.
Let's see if there's any good items back here, or if it's in the front part.
Plasma Kappa buying bombs from the shop just above Lake Hylia Island.
We got our first club back here. So that gives us the whole mountain except the Tower of Fair right now.
Yeah, the mountain up until Hera's now available. Plasma Kappa heading towards the back, heading over to the drop down towards Uncle. And Link Force opting to go and check out Zora, heading over to that Zora ledge. I didn't see what was on the Waterfall Ferry.
We got 10 arrows on the Zora ledge, so nothing important.
Technolink gonna go and get the... Alright, he's gonna go up the mountain. So Technolink will not have will not be able to go and so Technolink won't be able to do the entirety of the mountain up until Hera, as Scruff is the only one who has the hook shot. And
there's your cape on Sora.
So we're just a sword away from Aga 1.
And the old man here on the mountain just gives us 10 more arrows. Nothing we need right now, since we don't have a bow.
Scruff heading over to the Bonkrax. And Techno ain't gonna go check out Spectacle Rock. 10 arrows within Bonkrax. Technolink is actually gonna check the... It's gonna check the inside of Spectacle Rock blind. This is... I haven't seen this in a while, ever since version 30. Like, since we moved up to version 31, where we don't have any hints. Just 20 rupees, though.
A real nice bomb set up there with the guard from Plasma Kappa. So we're going to see, I'm pretty sure that it's going to be the map down here in Cella's chest. Or was the map in the bag as well? I don't remember anymore.
Link Force heading into Eastern Palace for himself, while Technolink is going to head over and get the hookshot from Sahasrara's hut. Plasma Kappa electing to Death Warp out of Zelda's cell.
Yeah, you just got a piece of heart there, so going to go back and to the back part and get your first glove. So I would kind of expect Technolink to just save and quit here when he picks up that hookshot here. And he does, so let's see what the other part of the mountain got for us.
Alright, so Technolink with the hookshot in hand, gonna go over to the East Death Mountain. And Scruff gonna go and get the powder out of Kakariko after being rewarded with rupees and a bunch of bombs and heart pieces. Plasma Gain, they're gonna get the gloves from the Beck of Escape as Technolink enters Paradox Cave.
There's a lot of rupees here in the bottom part of Paradox Cave. Let's see if the upper part got a little bit more in store for us.
Top of Paradox Cave, 5 chests here, some bombs, more money, the Moon Pearl.
That's a pretty important item there.
Of course, yeah.
Oh,
more money
first
and
sword.
Ooh, okay, so first sword, we now have access to Aga 1 through the cape. Well, Technolink will still have to get the cape, but it's there.
The only thing that can bail him out right now if there's a hammer in Spiral Cave. Otherwise, this is an Agnum Seed.
And even then, if we find out that Skull Woods or Turtle Rock has the has crystals on them, or if in the event that we don't, if like Bombos is in like GT or something, and we don't have to find Bombos, or we don't have to find Bombos for the medallions, then I think that would also be locked under Aga 1.
Yeah, it will be an Aghanim seed no matter what. Even if we don't need to do it for Dark World access, we'll probably need it for one of our crystals. Unless we get super lucky here.
No luck here as 10 arrows.
Yes, this is an Aghanim seed confirmed.
So Technolink will have to find the cape in order to get over to Aga 1.
I'm pretty sure Technolink just skipped out on the front of Escape and just went to the back. So need to go in there as well, unless he goes to Sora now and picks it up.
Plasma Kappa getting the hook shot from Sahasrara's hut. So now he will be able to get the Moon Pearl as well as the sword.
Yeah, and then we're going to do our beautiful climb up to Aghanim later on.
Oh right, I don't. Technolink, but none of the runners had gotten the Moon Pearl, so we can't do the water block here from the Waterfall Ferry. So he will be able to get that check about.
Oh, nice. Yeah, red mail.
Okay, that's actually pretty. It's not too bad. Two nice items to have early on in the game, and one in general having to be a very nice find regardless.
Hey, you never say no to half magic, that's for sure. Technolink gets rewarded with his cape. Got only Aghanim left. Might go into Eastern Palace. I don't think Technolink ever went in there. But I would assume that Techno might just head up straight to Aghanim as it is right now.
Yeah, Technolink has everything he needs to go into Aga 1, because now that we have, we pretty much exhausted everything, the only option left is to go and kill Aga 1, and Technolink has the materials for Aga Dark World. Just minus the boots, because Technolink has yet to go to Agina's cave to get those boots. Scruff,
Oh yeah, right. Technolink never went to Agina. That's true. I actually forgot about that.
Yeah, and Technolink has yet to go into the rest of the escape, so the front of escape at least. So Technolink will get that out of the way before heading up to Aga 1.
Looks like Plasma Kappa wants to dip into Eastern Palace before going to Sora area.
Which is alright. I mean, it's not the worst dungeon to double dip.
Oh no, it's actually I would have probably do the same thing, to be honest. If you're only one item away from Dark World access, dipping Eastern Palace is pretty good thing to do actually.
So Scruff is going to get the gloves from off of Back of Escape. which will actually let him get the entirety of the current state of the Death Mountain up until here, of course, all in one go, which means that you'll be able to do Old Man Cave, Spec Rock, and then get the Moon Pearl and Sword from Paradox Cave.
And Technolink setting up that the Death Warp is going to do the climb to Agadim.
And also, like, remember too that Technolink still does not have those boots, so he won't be able to get the rod off of Lumberjack Ledge.
I don't think Technolink actually checked the Lumberjack Ledge.
Yeah, so he doesn't know what it is, but up until he goes over there and gets it. So Technolink is now the first one into Aga 1, the castle tower. Honestly, Fighter Aga Tower is honestly the most tricky one, I think, in my opinion. Just I'd rather have like a master sword before going in there.
We're lacking a good item here and going up. I mean, at least to the ball and chain guards here.
So Technolink into the Dark Maze. There's a name for it in the Prac hack that I don't remember the name of it. It has something like to do with Melancholy or Despair.
Scruff trying to set up that bomb jump inside Spectral Rock, not being able to do it, unfortunately.
So Chad is saying that my suspicions that it was an ice rod was correct. I still don't know. I'm just gonna refer to it as a rod because I can't really tell.
I mean, if it is an ice rod, it would definitely be better than the fire rod if Turtle Rock is abandoned, of course.
Right, so, because that would just at least get us out of. At least would just get that concern out of the way, even though like Technolink does not know that.
For Technolink, that would be the best thing possible if it's the ice rod, and he have not checked the Lumberjack Ledge, so it would even be better for him at this point.
Yeah, because now Plasma Kappa and Scruff, and I believe Link Force. I don't know if it was Link Force too, but I know Plasma and Scruff did eventually. I don't know. It was Link Force too. Yeah, both. Everyone except for Technolink knows about that ice rod on the Lumberjack Ledge.
As long as Technolink stays away from it, unless it's a crystal dungeon at Turok, the better, I would say. Unless there's some really good progression on Trinex.
Okay, so here's how it's gonna work. Aga 1 can fire at least 0 to 15 blue balls in this round, in this one fight. So if you want to get your guesses in, just go ahead. I'm gonna guess 3 because it's always 3, and I'll explain how the Aga 1 fight works for those who are kind of new to the game. So the way the fight works is that the first attack will always be a red ball 100%. Attacks 2 through 4 will either be a red ball or a blue ball. It's a 50-50 go, and the blue balls do absolutely nothing to Aga 1. And the 5th attack will be a lightning attack, which you have to avoid. And the process continues up until you get 6 red balls into Aga 1 and the fight's over. We already seen 1 blue ball though, so that's no blue balls out of the way.
It's pretty good, just 1 blue ball so far, actually. Sling Force
So far,
starts
up to
his
like at
climb.
least 5 blue. So we have 2 blue balls. At least 1 more hit.
There down goes Aga. So only 2 blue balls today.
Pretty good RNG there. These are also seeded unless either a runner dies. So we're gonna find out what is on top of the pyramid ledge now.
Ooh, the mirror.
That is gonna be real. It's really nice for Technolink. If he does go and get the boots out of Agina, we've got to see a map check from Technolink because well, we just got into the Dark World anyway.
Looks like we're going to hit up the catfish here. Oh, that rod is needed.
Oh, this is gonna hurt for Technolink because he has yet to find out what Lumberjack is. Yeah, Lumberjack doesn't know. He doesn't know what it is. But everyone else, Scruff, Plasma, and Link Force, they already have the information. And for in the case of Scruff and Plasma, they already have the boots, so they can just get it out of the way as soon as they get up, as soon as they finish up their Aga Tower climbs.
This could be either really bad for Techlink, or he will figure it out along the way. With the routing he has right now, he might just go to check the bumper ledge and maybe mirror out and check what's on Lumberjack ledge, if he decides to do it like that.
Okay, so Techlink is gonna go and get that catfish, and Scruff is gonna get the really nice safeties here, red mail and half magic. And our catfish is going to yield just 20 rupees.
Would also point out that Thieves Town and Mr. Myers are last 2 pendants, and Potties are last 6 crystals, so pretty good to have that knowledge doing this seed.
Yeah, and from the looks of things too, the fact that Pod and Hera are pretty accessible dungeons in terms of getting their respective item, or at least getting their dungeons cleared up. It's not like there's not a lot of items that's necessarily required. We know that we need hammer and bow for Palace of Darkness, and then just a fire source for Tower of Hera, and as well as just like something to kill Moldorm with. Pyramid Fairy could come in pretty early.
Could be actually. Hopefully we don't need to. Hopefully we don't find the flute at all. So we might need. Then we don't need to dip into Mire or Desert Palace unless we find a book for Desert.
Technolink electing to go over to the Graveyard Ledge, especially the fact that they got the mirror. Plasma Kappa is going to start their Aga 1 fight, while Scruff has entered the castle tower using the Cane of Burna strats to just lock up those ball and chain guards up against the back wall and just keep hitting them until they're dead.
The only bad part for Technolink here, while doing the Graveyard Ledge check, is that since he never found the boots, he can't route that in with the King's Tomb play. So he needs to wait till he gets the boots and the bits to route that in later on.
Yeah, and like we mentioned too, like I mentioned before, Scruff and Plasma are the only one with the boots, and Link Force has yet to get those boots as well. So he'll be skipping out there, and Technolink is going to go and check out the bumper ledge, just a piece of heart, and it's going to not mirror to check out the Lumberjack ledge, instead heading over to Skull Woods, or at least Village of Outcasts. Link Force got the mirror as Plasma Kappa finishes off his Aga 1 fight. Link Force now has the information that Turtle Rock is required, and that Ice Rod is going to be there. Plasma Kappa will be ecstatic, I would imagine, because of the fact that he already had the knowledge from the very start of the scene. So he could just get the ice rod right away, and he's already ahead of the pack in this regard. And Scruff will probably be the same thing too once he finishes off his Aga 1 fight.
For Plasma and Scruff, they're going to be able to do a few more checks here early on in Dark World, so that's going to be pretty nice. As we can see, Link Force is going to dip into Pod here and see if it turns out great, if they're bow-locked or not.
Plasma Kappa going over to King's Tomb, getting a shovel.
Pretty interesting item there.
Dig spot's open.
I'll probably route that one in when he's checking out Cave 4 to 5 and Stumpy later on.
Scruff has entered the top of Aga Tower, gonna fight Aga 1.
Let's see.
Technolink gonna go and check out the back here of Skull Woods, at least the partially back of Skull Woods.
Pod is on bow lock right now, so we got a small key in the first chest.
Technolink using the magic boomerang to just stun these Gibdos. So, didn't find much in the first couple of chests. So Technolink will have to drop down to get a few more checks done. And actually not gonna go and drop down.
That's pretty interesting from Technolink.
Although, to be fair, we did find a key that is in... did find a key in that first chest that we could possibly do, which kind of also yields that the first item that we had found, which was those 3 bombs. Which, going off of what I'm thinking here, given the fact that we haven't seen a whole lot in the front, I mean, after that first item, I believe there's going to be either an item on Moldorm or not Moldorm, Mafula. Either the one there's a big key, there's an item in the big chest, or there's an item within the bridge chest.
There's going to be an item probably in the back, or as you said, mentioned in the in big chest. So probably take a while until we can get that information out of Skullwoods.
Technolink finding a third bottle filled with a fairy. And Techno going to head over to the chest game before making their way over to Thieves Town. This is actually a dungeon that I personally would go into if it's a pendant, just because especially with if it's now we don't have a hammer, so we can't really do the big chest of Thieves Town. That could be something in the back of Technolink's mind if he elects to go for it after checking out the first 4 chests.
Yeah, I normally just go and do the whole dungeon when it's a pendant. I don't care if I don't have hammer at that point. I don't know why, but sometimes I just tend to do it. And there's your Quake medallion.
So there's one of the 4 items. If I have 3 items in the front, then Technolink can just go in there without any worry of the big chest.
Nothing so in Pod. Nothing that's super important for Link Force Zero here.
There's the second item, just a heart container, as Scruff's gonna get the shovel off of the King's Tomb. And there is a map, so there's at least 2 items in the back. And yes, Technolink is going to go for it. So the only thing that will kind of be a little bit of a scare for Technolink is if there's a key that's found either in the attic chest or the maiden cell.
Let's see what the digging game got here for Plasma Kappa.
Quite a lot of digs so far.
₹300 for all those digs.
Alright, so Technolink is going to head over to the attic and get to the chest from there.
Sword. That's pretty big. Not mass sword actually.
Okay, yes, there's one more item left in Thieves Town. Again, the one thing that Technolink does not want to see currently is that chest, is that small key for the maiden chest. As Blind can never have a key at all.
Scruff picked up their ice rod. I don't think Plasma Kappa actually did that earlier.
No, he did not.
But there's your flippers.
Okay, that's really nice. That's a nice find for Plasma Kappa, and I would imagine Scruff would actually go down and will do that after doing stuff like K45 and Stompy.
Oh, there's your hammer.
Oh, that is big for Technolink.
That is huge for Technolink.
So yeah, that means. Go ahead.
Technolink can actually do Swamp Palace when he's done with Thieves Town. Oh no, wait, never mind. He doesn't have the shovels, so he can't get his flippers. Never mind.
Plasma Kappa gave me a hype K check, 20 rupees, another 20 rupees, 300 rupees, 20 rupees, and then a bottle. So just a bit of money and the final bottle as Technolink started the blind fight. Looked like he was off script there.
He's switching over to Blue Cane, which is pretty nice to have in this dungeon. If you go out of script here on blind.
And that is going to be the first pendant for Technolink. And Plasma Kappa is actually going to go and check out the first chest of Swamp Palace. I'm aware that that hammer is just hanging out within Thieves Town.
Yeah, that's a little bit unlucky that he never went for Thieves Town. He will eventually go back to it. Just gonna take a little while longer. Might have to go in and dip into pod before even going back to Thieves Town at this point.
And Technolink is gonna go and check out the magic bag, taking advantage of that hammer. But the more important thing too is that those flippers are double locked behind the boots, double locked behind the boots because of the shovel that was found from the King's Tomb.
Yeah, so Technolink really needs to find those Titansmiths soon, so he can route in the King's Tomb later on when he finds the boots. It looks like Plasma Kappa is going to go for Tower of Hera.
Yeah, this is fine.
2 items and 1 crystal, so we might find something big here in Tower of Hera.
Technolink is going to go and get the 300 rupees from the digging game.
Going to be interesting here to see if Scruff decides to do the rest of the whole Thieves Town, or if he bails out as well. He does have the mirror out, so...
That had to be 30 digs, I would imagine.
Would be pretty close to it, at least.
Yeah, the maximum amount of digs that you can get out of the digging game before it just gives you the item is 30 digs. And that in the number of digs is also seeded.
So it looks like we have a small key and a big key here in the lobby. So we have to take a decision if what you want to do here, if you want to skip the basement or if you get lucky up here. So that's for first item, 10 arrows.
There's the map from out of the big chest, so it's either Moldorm or the Hera basement.
And Scruff also deciding to dip out of Thieves Town.
And that's gonna hurt because Scruff will need to find the hammer eventually. And we know it's just in a spot before you had the hammer to get the Titans Mitts in the vanilla game. And Technolink is gonna go and get a lot of money from out of Hype Cave along with the final bottle. And Plasma Kappa defeats Moldorm, and it's gonna get the single rupee, and that will be First Blood at 44.23.
So Technolink really needs to go and get those boots here, and then go to King's later on.
So Link Force is also on the Moldorm fight. It's pretty much a vanilla fight in this case. And Plasma might be heading over towards Pod, it looks like.
Yeah, this is the Pod play. Might actually go down to Hobo apparently.
So at this point in time, we are looking for Cane of Samaria, the Fire Rod, a bow, and the medallion for Turtle Rock. We already have one medallion, and that is the Quake medallion. Everyone except for Link Forest does not have it. Or does have it, at least.
Link Force hasn't dipped into Thieves Town yet, went into Pod, and then he just went to Tower Pharaoh.
To answer a question in chat about the goal of the seed, it is a stock open seed, 7/7 to defeat Ganon, 7 crystals to enter GT, 7 to kill Ganon. So it's just a standard old seed, nothing too crazy, no key sanity, no entrance, no enemizer, no nothing. Just a bog standard seed that you may be familiar with.
It's like Scruff is going to do the exact same play as Plasma Kappa did earlier and going to dip into the first chest of Swamp Palace.
Yeah, and this is gonna hurt too because Scruff has yet to go all the way back into Thieves Town, and it's a bad feeling to just not to leave back at Thieves Town for so long. Only to find progression there. And Technolink, I would put him ahead of most of everyone else, even though he is still looking for boots. Yeah, Technolink.
Techno is a little bit ahead since he has the hammer, but needs to hit up Agina's cave pretty soon, actually, to have an advantage. because pretty much it feels like this seed is pointing to Swamp Palace at this point.
Yeah, the breadcrumbs are leading towards Swamp, but the flippers being double locked behind the boots. So that is something that Technolink really needs to consider once he's either within the desert area or whatever. Now, if he does get a flute, then that could possibly lead him towards the desert area as a whole. So he will be able to get to the boots there, which leads over to the flippers.
Yeah, the good part here for Technolink now when he's done with Hera is that he can go down and check out Spike Cave actually. So it might maybe find something else that's like very important to the seed in Spike Cave.
I looked for on Plasma Kappa side. He did actually decide to do a potion camera unlock, and it looked like, and found the Ether Battalion in the Bowlock side of pod. Technolink is heading for Spike Cave.
This could be huge if there's something important here.
Yeah, and if he finds the flute here, that would actually lead him. That breadcrumbs would just lead him over to Orthagina, get the boots, and then get the shovel and all that.
Only a heart container. Setting up Death here, so he will most likely go to pod as well, since he's done.
And there's a parry that he's... Yep. Probably saving that. Hated when that happens.
Yeah, we kind of picked up a few bottles with Fairy in early on.
Yeah, he's heading for pod, so everyone else is heading over towards pod. And looks like Link Force is also heading over to Thieves Town. We'll see if Link Force decides to head towards the back as well. There's the quick medallion for Link Force.
I think for Link Force, this is pretty good. This is going to work out pretty great for Link Force. I've already done Pod and Hera, so he has to go back into the backside of Thieves Town to get his progression.
And Scruff also did the potion camera unlock in order to get this Ether Medallion from the Bowlock pod. And the way that the potion camera unlock works is that by moving left and using a potion as you're about to enter the room with the mimics, the game it just unlocks the camera because it doesn't know what to do for some reason. And the way that the game handles kill rooms is that all it looks for is just if all enemies are gone from the screen. And this also includes enemies that are if enemies are still on the screen, like still there, but they scrolled off the screen, the game just assumes, okay, all enemies are gone, let's just open the door. And that's exactly what happens here.
It's going to be interesting. I think this will be for Plasma Kappa, since he's running back for A. I think he forgot to grab his ice rod actually. And also he needs to get back to Thieves Town somehow, since we don't have a hammer.
Yeah, at this point, Plasma Kappa has run out of checks, so he will have to get the shovel, and that will lead to the... Or no, he already has a shovel, right. He's going to get the ice rod, and that... Hopefully, that will lead him back into Thieves Town, because he has pretty much run out of everything, and he already has the information from earlier on, and Scruff is the only one who has chosen to get it, and was the first one to get it after having that knowledge a little bit later on. And Plasma heading over towards Skullwoods. This is also fine. But it's gonna put him away from the ice rod for a little bit. Okay, so Link Force is heading over towards the maiden chest, gonna get the hammer, and we're still looking for those boots. At this point, too, if I don't know if he might have to go and check out Agina eventually, because pretty much he's on the whole left side of the screen. Everyone is there's still that the double lock flippers that are still out there.
Yeah, for Link Force is at the same spot that Technolink is. We'll have to go to Gina. That's their last location.
But Plasma Kappa is heading towards the back. It's going to Hammer Thieves Town, so that will at least put him in a good spot.
Oh yeah, when Plasma Kappa gets his hammer on, of course, Master Sword, he will take advantage here big time over the other runners.
For sure, because now that will let him complete Swamp Palace, and there's a grand total of 6 items there. But it's still the possibility of just finding that progression there, because that's starting to become pretty linear so far.
So far, this has been a pretty linear seed, and haven't really thrown our runners at different locations. You just need to track your items correctly and just follow the path more or less. But then again, having boots in Agina's cave, that's just one of those locations that you decide you don't want to go to. Sometimes it's just Agina's cave, right?
Yeah, it's one of those out-of-the-way checks that you don't want to leave out for so long. Scruff is opting to go for the Harapot, looking to do... Okay, didn't find the right pixel from the open chest. He's actually doing what I affectionately call the Tricaris setup, as this was discovered by Tricaris. That's the one I know about. What he's doing is he's trying to use the boots to line himself up in the correct position, and finding a specific pixel on the chest, the white outline of the chest. He is effectively he'll be able to clip through the pot there, but was not able to get the right pixel, and instead heading over to the back is actually elected to do the first chest of the basement of Hera before climbing up the mountain, which is actually no, never mind. There was the first chest there. There was already 2 items, so this will be a bit of a time loss for Scruff, but it's so early on, I don't think it should really matter.
It doesn't really matter that much for Scruff at this point. Sure, you lose a little bit of time here, but it's like you're saying, it's not the end of the world here. And Plasma Kappa got his hammer and Master Sword. We're going to dip into Swamp Palace. We already found 1 item, since Plasma and Scruff went in there without the hammer, so there's still 5 more items in the dungeon.
Yeah, and this is great for Plasma, because now that he's able to do it he's able to do everything all in one go. This is looking really good for Plasma.
And Technolink is heading to Agina's cave, which is the play he needs to do right now.
Yeah, so they'll be able to follow the double locked. He'll be able to get the flippers that are double locked behind the boots. And Plasma has now entered Swamp Palace. And Link Force, I would imagine, after this is done, would probably want to go over to Agina. Hopefully.
Well, let's see. We're going to definitely find some progression here in Swamp, but what do you think we will find? Will we find myths, or will we find, let's say, a bow? What do you think?
Honestly, I would want to see the myths, because it opens quite a lot.
Alright, let's see. The fun part begins now.
Link 4 is going to get a lot of money out of Hype Cave, and Plasma is opting to go for left side swamp first. And oh, I love what Plasma Kappa is trying to do. I love this. So Plasma Kappa is trying to set up the diver down glitch, which lets him get the flooded key. It also lets him skip the third water switch and get the flooded chest. I really like this.
Well, diver down is one of the new things that are in the game now, but we are allowed to use this glitch.
Yeah, this was recently unbanned by the Racing Council, along with the Icebreaker glitch, or the Icebreaker clip, which is an Ice Palace, and it requires the Cane of Samaria in order to extend the door state. And very nicely done from Plasma Kappa, getting that diver down. This is actually something I have not practiced yet. I know about the third water switch, but I haven't practiced the second water switch, one towards left side swamp.
Link Force and Technolink both got their Ice Rod and boots. Well, at least Technolink got the Ice Rod, but we'll soon get their shovel from King's Tomb.
Okay, there's that map from left side swamp, but then there was really nothing much left on the left side that I can really see.
Nothing on the left side, so we're going to have a little bit of a part here in the back part, because it's going to be something that unlocks this seed, because we're running out of options here.
Yeah, and as we're approaching the hour mark, as we pretty much hit the hour mark, I would like to say that these runners are very good runners, and they're representing the community very, very well, and it would be very nice if you gave them a nice, hearty follow. Technolink, Metro Scrub, Ninja Tuda, Link 40, and Plasma Kappa are your runners today, representing them for quite a lot of runners. And our trackers for today are Antonar and Dark Diplomat. They're clicking the buttons behind the scenes. Definitely give them a nice follow. And I am Professor Renter, and my co-com is Nilson Alex 92. Definitely give us a follow as well. And Plasma Kappa is going to do the diver down as well. Don't really need the Cane of Samaria for this one, but you can still do it with bombs. So it's a nice tactic to learn.
And there's your big key for this dungeon as well. Let's see, do we have an important item on Argus, or is it in the big chest of Swamp Palace?
Yeah, it would have to show up eventually, because it will either have to be the mitts or the bow, and I'm hoping it's the mitts because it pretty much blows the sea wide open.
It definitely unlocks a few spots up in the mountain, that's for sure. Super Bunny Cave, Hookshot Cave. That's pretty much it, right? We don't have that many other locations at this point.
Yeah, will also let us figure out what medallion is required for Turtle Rock, and we already have 2 of them right away. The only thing that's left is just Bombos, and Plasma Kappa in this situation would love to not see Bombos, because when these, guys gonna go for hunting for that one too. Oh, I love what Scrub's doing. I love this.
What?
Oh, this is LSD blind. It's a really weird visual bug that causes the. Yeah, it's a visual bug that if you press select at a certain after putting the maiden into the light from the golden power, it causes this weird mess of colors to happen. And it causes the fight to look really, really weird. It's kind of similar to how the mosaic the mosaic blind to occur, where it's just a bunch. It's just the background is all like a mosaic.
That really hurt my eyes, actually, not going to lie.
It's one of my favorite. It's my favorite visual bug in the entire game because it looks so weird. It loses you a lot of time, but it's fun. It's fun to look at.
Moment of truth here for Plasma Kappa. What is in that big chest? What is going to open up the seat for us? And ooh, it's the book.
So that means tablets are available as well as Desert Palace.
I don't think that's what our runners, well, at least not Plasma Kappa, wanted to find.
Okay, Bombo's tablet for Plasma Kappa. He'll also be able to route it. We'll be able to route in Desert Palace in addition to this. Just a piece of heart.
Okay, so Desert Palace is not that bad with the book. Normally it's just 2 items. It's still 2 items in the dungeon, but it is also the green pennant. So there could be an item at Sarashal as well. That's going to be very crucial for the seed. So we're gotta have to keep that in mind as well. There's your big key in Desert Palace. Let's see what's on the torch. There's your bombos. We got all the medallions now, and that's actually pretty good to have.
So that alone that takes care of the medallion situation. So we're not really too scared about the medallions here. There's that key that we need to get to the right side of Desert Palace.
Ooh, there's your fire rods. Now we can actually unlock the last item in Skull Woods.
I'm surprised that Plasma Kappa had decided to leave here because the green pennant is on Desert Palace. I would imagine that he would have been able to grab that. So Plasma Kappa now will be able to get the ice rod. Now he's got the perfect opportunity to do it at this point.
And it looks like he's going to go for it as well. So for Plasma Kappa, he only needs 1 bow, 1 King of Samaria, and those Titan Smiths.
Yeah, it's running low on those for go mode. That's so far, it's been kind of like slow. And we will also get a pedestal check from Plasma Kappa, I would imagine, because because we have that book, we can read the pedestal. Of course, you can get the book out of the pedestal, but we already have it, so that's one of those possibilities. And Technolink is going to take the normal way of doing the left side swamp if you're going to go with left side swamp first.
Plasma Kappa is going for this pedestal check for Plasma Kappa.
Okay, so the only thing on pedestal that could really be there is the bow, but it's a bow, and there could be a bow pretty much anywhere. I would imagine that pretty much at this point pedestal is dead.
Yeah, and he's not going for pedestal check. He was just routing his way over to this portal in a little bit faster, I guess. I don't know if it's actually faster or not.
Now, as someone in chat points out, the one thing that could possibly just have the pay to pedestal required is if a bow is locked behind like GT or something.
Yeah, it could be possible, but at the same time, like there's like having two bows in the item pool. I don't think that will happen actually. Not today, at least.
No, I would just because of version 31's addition of progressive bows, I pretty much just render the pedestal as dead. Render the pedestal as dead.
I see what you did there.
But yeah, I would pretty much just assume that the pedestal is dead. Alright, so Plasma heading over to the Mafia fight.
Master Sword, you got Fire Rod with half magic. This should be a pretty okay fight. Down goes Moth.
It's one of the more annoying fights because there's a bug that... Oh, there's the mitts.
Now the seat is open.
Yeah, this seat's been blown wide open.
I would assume at this point Plasma Kappa goes up to the mountain. Just because there's more items. Well, he could probably go to Ice Pass as well. Clear that one out before going up to the mountain. Or start a Smith Chain, of course.
Yeah, Smith Chain's fine too. And yeah, Plasma Kappa is just assuming that pedestal is dead because of the version 31 edition of the progressive bows. So no pedestal check for Plasma Kappa. Of course, there's still the possibility that a bow can be in GT, and we will need that if a bow is on the pedestal, then we would need it. But like that, the chances of happening of that happening would have to be like the stars would have to line up in such a way that it's more than likely that we're not going to see it.
Highly unlikely. I have not seen it so far, and I don't expect to see it ever, to be honest.
Yeah, and Plasma Kappa gonna take advantage of the Smith Chain here. Gonna do hammer pegs.
Well, there's your first shield if you want it, but it looks like Plasma Kappa is like, nah, I don't need that one.
I thought we saw a shield not too long ago, like a shield earlier on the seed. Yeah, it was one on Lake Hallie. That's the second shield.
Ooh, Tempered Sword on the Vanilla. Of course.
Of course, because clearly this is a randomized seed, and this is clearly a randomized game. There's no way that a Tempered Sword would just be on the actual Smiths where you get the Tempered Sword.
Like, why not? It's just there, so... I mean, that's a good find for Plasma Kappa. Even if we need to do Silverless Ganon, having Tempered Sword is so much better than having Master Sword.
Alright, so... I'm gonna go and do the purple chest, and I like what Plasma is doing here. He leaves the purple chest behind because he's gonna teleport, he's gonna mirror in front of the... is it too far? Okay, no, he's got it. Okay, good. What he did there was that he left the purple chest behind and mirrored right next to the purple chest guy. And the game never checks the state of the follower, of the purple chest follower, up until the second frame or so. as a result, it just gives you the item because it never clears that flag that says, oh, or at least checks the flag that says, oh, do you have the purple chest follower? And if you do, it's okay. It says, all right, you already have it, so we'll just give you the item.
Well, let's see. Plasma Kappa going for Turok. Well, he's going to open up Turok, but will not be able to dip in so far. Unless there's a key under the mat in Hookshot Cave or Super Bunny Cave.
And that key would have to be a red shape, a cane that is red.
Yeah, we gotta get that Cane of Samaria. But let's see if we can find something else that opens up the seed with like a bow. The bow would be very nice here. Finding the flute now would probably not be the fun part. But that's Quake for Turok. That's very randomized.
For sure. But at least, I mean, that's good either way, because we've had the Quake for quite a while. So if we had not found Ether or Bombos earlier on the seed, then we would have been fine after that. So Plasma Kappa has opened up Turtle Rock, gonna go over to Super Bunny Cave first of all. And to answer a question in chat, the Fire Rod was found in Desert Palace.
And of course, there's your Cane of Samaria in Super Bunny Cave.
Like you said, just underneath the doorstep.
So, bow inside Turtle Rock now? That's
Yeah.
How this is going to play it out now?
Yeah, pretty much. I would have. No, but if it's under the doorstep too, like Hookshot Cave, like in Hookshot Cave, that would be great.
Plasma Kappa is skipping out on Hookshot Cave for now. Going to Turtle Rock first.
Which is fine.
I actually like this play from Plasma because we can just check Hookshot Cave, and I think we have the Ether tablet as well later on. So you still have a few more checks up here on the mountain.
Yeah, and I would imagine his reason is that Turtle Rock is five items opposed to Hookshot's 4. So item density plays a key in his decision.
Yeah, 6 items if you count in Mimic Cave as Turtle Rock as well.
Yeah.
So there's a few items.
You can go ahead.
But Technolink is actually going to take down Lon Owens here, getting that green pendant. Could be another sword, or maybe your first bow here on the green pendant.
Yeah, this would be great for Technolink, but this will at least get him to finish up Pod Eastern, but that will still put him away from going up towards at least getting the mitts from out of Modula. Of course, the worst thing that could possibly happen is that the flutes could be on the green pendant, and that would lead Technolink farther away from the fire rods.
Well, the good part is that Technolink gets his fire rod here now. Even if he gets the flute from the green pen later on, if he turns it in, he can't do much with it since, he needs the mitts from Modula.
That's true.
So it comes down now to one more item, and then we're in go mode, and it is the bow, and it feels like Plasma Kappa is on the right track here to find it.
Yeah, Plasma Kappa Plasma Kappa's been playing pretty good, and he definitely has the advantage. He's in Turtle Rock. He found Kane underneath the doorstep in Super Bunny Cave. And I don't know what I think Technolink. Okay, he's gonna head towards Village of Outcast area, or going to Skull Woods. That's more of the call here.
Let's see what Mimic Cave got for us here on Plasma Kappa.
And this is fine. This is something you would do in Turtle Rock either way, because it's the only way you can get to Mimic Cave.
It's just a piece of heart here, so it's not the bow, but is it still left inside Turtle Rock? We got a few more chests coming up and a Trinex fight. Scruff is going to give us a new check. It's the green pendant, and what is Thrushlight having for us? 10 arrows, so it's not a bow.
Close though. And Scruff not approving of it.
Of course not. Like the guy gives you arrows, but you don't even have the bow, so what a tease.
Alright, Plasma Kappa heading over to the Dark Cross.
Scruff is going to give us Ether Tablet.
And this is fun too. Alright, Plasma Kappa onto Laser Bridge, while Technolink drops down into Mafula. First one is the map. 5 rupees. Ooh. Here's the Ether Tablet check, just a heart container. That Pedal is not playing nice with Plasma Kappa. Techno against the Titan's Mitts. There's that key that we need to kill for that, and there's just 10 arrows.
We're getting a lot of arrows, but can't really use them unless we get that bow. And there's one more item here, Interrock, so there could be something on Trinex.
Oh, Technolink is gonna get the pedestal check, so this there's still the bow possibility. So what is this here? Okay, Couch Cash, same old Couch Cash that we're kind of familiar with. So that's eliminates the pedestal, even though the pedestal has already been, for the most part, dead, as Plasma Kappa enters the Trinex fight.
I feel like it's always Couch Cash these days on pedestal. Like, switch it up a little bit, right?
It's either like Couch Cash, 10 shots for your bow, or triple, or things make things go kaboom 3 times.
Okay, so Trinex goes down, and do we get the bow here? Or are we in go mode?
This would be great if he finds it.
It's just a piece of heart.
So it will have to be Hookshot Cave at this point.
Well, we got Hookshot Cave to the left, and we have Ice Palace left.
Right. The other possibility too, and that would be, it would sting if it happens, Misery Mire if we find the flute.
And that's one of the items we don't want to find now. It would unlock... The flute will unlock Misery Mire. It would also unlock Checkerboard Cave, and of course Mire Shed, but I don't think we want to go there.
Alright, Hookshot Cave for Plasma Kappa, 20 rupees. And then we have 3 bombs, technically have for the Ice Palace, a piece of heart, and to wrap things up, 3 bombs. So it's Ice Palace.
Well, it's Ice Palace, or I mean, we don't have anything left, right?
Right, and really, I think Technolink will. So Technolink is gonna go and do Mire now, which is the correct call. I would, from my perspective, Plasma Kappa gonna get the heart container from off of the ether tablet.
Well, let's see. We're going to be in. Well, Technolink might figure out that you might need some Mario for this dungeon. So when he gets his bow, he will figure out that, oh, I should probably be in go mode soon. He have cleared out Eastern Palace, I think, but he had definitely cleared out the pod, so it's not a big deal. And there's your bow in the first chest of Ice Palace.
And I would imagine if by going by Plasma Kappa's logic here, if after he's done with the hook,
Technolink?
Okay.
Why did you save and quit? That's a crystal dungeon, Technolink.
He's grabbing the bow and wanting to go pod eastern, which I don't know. It's weird for Technolink to mirror or to save and quit after finding the bow. I get his thinking. He's thinking that pod eastern will have the Cane of Samaria, but unbeknownst to Technolink, it's gonna be underneath the doorstep of Turtle Rock within that would be Super Bunny Cave.
It just felt very weird that he just save and quit in a crystal dungeon. That he can clear it. It might not be in logic if it's Mario locked, but it just felt very, very strange there.
Yeah, and Plasma Kappa is heading over to Ice Palace right now, so in just about 20 seconds or so, he will be in go mode. And at the same time, Link Force also enters Ice Palace. So neck and neck, but Plasma Kappa has already finished on Turtle Rock, so he will enter go mode before everyone else.
I'm pretty synced here by Link Force and Plasma Kappa for a little while at least, but Plasma Kappa will just head straight for Cold Stare now. Will be in go mode in just a few.
Yeah, I would have mentioned Icebreaker. So at 1:25:19, Plasma Kappa is the first runner in go mode.
Looks like this will be Icebreaker.
Yeah, this is... Oh no, he's not going to do Icebreaker. He might hit the switch and then do Icebreaker.
Yeah, it's pretty common that you hit the switch first and then you go and do the Icebreaker, because then you don't need to think about, switches and stuff.
Yeah, this is the Icebreaker for Plasma. And I mentioned this briefly when we were talking about Diver Down in Swamp Palace, but this glitch works by messing with the door state. By extending the door state, and by door state I mean when you move left, like up or any direction that's not the direction that's like left or right if it's a horizontal door, or up or down if it's a vertical door, then you move automatically out of the door if it's like left or right if in the vertical door, or up or down if it's the horizontal door. You move automatically through that door just so you can get yourself into the right the direction you're going to be moving. And because of some trickery with the Samaria, and I don't really know how that kind of works, by messing with the Samaria and then moving yourself closer to the door, you cause it so that you extend that door state, and that lets you go through the wall in Ice Palace.
Did we ever say that this game is very broken? Did we ever mention that?
Yeah, for context, we're playing on the Japanese 1.0 version of Link to the Past, and there's quite a lot of bugs in version 1.1, as if 1.0 versions of old SNES games weren't as broken. So, obviously, I would imagine that in the 1.1 versions, like the localized versions of Link to the Past, they probably had fixed it. So, down goes Cold Stare as I was talking about that.
All our runners is pretty much in go mode. Scruff, Technolink, and Link Force all need that Cane of Samaria from Super Bunny Cave, so it won't take them that too much time to find it. Unless they accidentally picks up a flute here somewhere.
Yeah, and because they obviously can't do Icebreaker here because they still need Samaria, and as a result, Link Force and Scruff are going to be full clearing this dungeon. And Plasma Kappa is going to line up for, I would imagine, Pod Easter.
That is exactly what he's doing, since that's the last 2 dungeons that he needs to clear out. And it's pretty fast 2 dungeons. Plasma Kappa have already cleared out everything in both dungeons and is in go mode. So it's just head straight to the bosses.
To answer our question in chat, this is regular 7-7 defeat cannon, not fast cannon. Okay, so Plasma Kappa is under pod, gonna head over to that pod side, take out Helmasaur, and then eventually will mirror out, fight Armos, and he'll be on his way over to gain his tower.
Looks like we're pretty lucky here. We haven't found that flute here, so our runners should be pretty alright here. Should lead them straight to the mountain later on.
Okay, so Plasma heading towards the dark room of Pod, while Technolink is in the dark room of Eastern. Okay. While Plasma Kappa is on the way over to the Helmasaur King fight, while Technolink is about to approach the Armos Knights, who's got 2 more rooms to deal with. Got the Zelda Gamer room, and then this room with the 2 Igors.
We're going to have pretty much 3 boss fights at the same time.
Yeah, we have Cold Stare on Link Force side, Plasma Kappa on Armos, Helmasaur, Technolink on Armos.
Technolink is using Cane of Burna for some weird reason.
It's a weird way of going about it. He does have the arrows to do it. He has the arrows to do it. Like, if you go for an actual quick kill, and that's good. You start using that bow right now. That is going to be crystal number 6 for Plasma Kappa, and as well as crystal number 5 for Link Force, and will be crystal number 6 for Technolink using these sword strats.
I think I've managed to figure out where that flute is. I think that flute is behind the Pyramid Fairy. If I did my thinking correctly here.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if it was in GT as well, as part of the junk fill.
It could be a true as well. I didn't really think about the junk fill as well. It feels like it should almost be inside Pyramid Fair, maybe. I don't know. I was just thinking about it real fast here, but Plasma Kappa will be soon in go mode. Well, crystal go mode as well.
Or at least get the final crystal, yeah. So Plasma Kappa, about to approach the ARP, will be on the way over to the dark room approaching the Armos Knights. Yeah, it's possible that the junk field may have put the flute there in GT. A brief talk about the junk field is that depending on the number of crystals the junk field could and what the go mode items are, it's possible that a unique item could appear in GT that would pretty much mean that you had no other reason to go there at all, as it was currently locked there and it's just there.
Where is Technolink heading? Is it Pyramid Fair time for Technolink?
It looks to be Pyramid Fairy. And to answer a question in chat about the fire rod, it was found in the right side of Desert Palace. Okay, Plasma Kappa, gonna line up for the quick kill.
So, Render, there's a Plasma Kappa has picked up his 7th crystal. Do you want to play a game?
Not the soft variety, please?
I was thinking more of a game in a tower where you guess numbers, right? Or
yeah,
numbers
let's play that. Inside. Okay, let's go. Inside Games Tower, there are 22 locations where the big key could potentially be. From 1 to 22, get your guesses in chat what you think the big key might be. I'm gonna say 4.
I'm going tile rooms, 22.
You mad lad. Oh, the silver arrows are also vanilla.
Well, I mean, there's been a lot of vanilla stuff in this seed, so I'm not surprised.
So, obviously Plasma Kappa is not gonna get the silver arrows.
Yeah, I don't think he needs them, so, I mean, for Plasma Kappa, that's just really good that he never went there.
And yeah, the logic that the runners play on, which is advanced logic, it never expects you to get the silver arrows. It expects you to know about Silverless Ganon, which is a trick that lets you kill Ganon without the silver arrows, as it implies. But basic logic expects you to get the silver arrows. So to find the silver arrows in Pyramid Fairy is a testament to pretty much how the advanced logic works. Kind of, it feels like. All right, Plasma Kappa. So now opening up Ganon's tower. The game will close as soon as Plasma Kappa has entered GT. There is no bot because this is a community race and we only run it on tournaments or the league. But 21 chests and a torch separates Plasma Kappa from getting the big key and completing the seed. Let's do this.
We're starting out with the left side, so the torch is number 1. And there's your mushroom.
Yeah, pretty much Phil logic. It's gonna grab the mushroom because reasons. And yeah, by this point, I would imagine the flute would just end up here in GT as part of the junk fill.
Alright, chest number 2 is small key. Chest 3, bloomerang. 4, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, let's see, it just says shield and small key as well. So number 5, brain.
Dark Magician.
Chest number 6 and 7, small key, and a heart container.
Yeah, this is the Dark Magician route for Plasma Kappa.
So chest number 8 to 11 is coming up here.
Alright, number 8. It will be 20 rupees. Number 9, 10 arrows. Number 10, a piece of heart, and number 11, 20 rupees.
This Plasma Kappa is staying full right side here. Let's just see if it's a vanilla big key as well, right?
Alright, it's gonna take the take a different route. That this isn't a route you don't normally see, but it's actually gonna have for Ice Armos and Bob's Torch. So that is gonna be number 12, Bob's Torch, and then number 13, 14, and 15 on Ice Armos. Alright, number 12. 20 rupees. And drops down to the Ice Armos fight.
Saving some arrows here, using that Cane of Burner strat that Technolink did earlier.
This is fine. Alright, number 13. 3 bombs. Number 14, 50 rupees. And number 15, another 50 rupees. It will be either left side or tile room.
Come on, tile room.
Please. And Scruff finishes off the Armos fights. There'll be 6 crystals. And Link Force is on their way over to get the Cane of Samaria from Super Bunny Cave, and he will be entering Go mode.
There's your big key in the fire bar room.
And that was number 16, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was 16. I think.
It would have to be 16, and that would put, I'm gonna butcher this, Mary Dine Levy, I want to say, is the one who gets 16, so congratulations. You win imaginary points, even though we're not playing the bot.
Wins internet points, which is very important, right?
Internet points, yeah, there you go. Or, you know, the number pi. Pi points.
That works as well.
Or maybe it's E points, I don't know. Like, approximately... Approximately 2.71828.
Technolink takes down Cold Stairs, going to climb that mountain and get their Cane of Samaria from Super Bunny as well. While Link Force is going to enter Turok. Scruff is going to get their Silver Arrows, and we're doing the gauntlet here on Plasma Kappa.
Yeah, this is all eyes are on Plasma Kappa at this point. It starts the gauntlet. Scruff getting the Vanilla Silver. And Technolink is going to get a arrow capacity upgrade. Even more arrow capacity upgrades. Jeez, I didn't think he actually got like 2. Like, you don't normally see 2 arrow capacity upgrades from one runner at a time. You usually just get like one, or the like either one bomb upgrade or one arrow upgrade.
I gotta be prepared going off for GT later.
Yeah, this isn't V18. We had that throwback race not too long ago, and it was quite a fun experience. A true link to the past. Anyway, Plasma Kappa onto one of my favorite rooms in the entirety of the game. The Wizrobes Run and Wizrobes 2. This is legit one of my favorite rooms in the entire game.
The more satisfying room where you don't need to do a lot more than using your Cane of Samaria, and well, of course, in last room you actually need to use your sword as well.
Yeah, it's Wizrobe 2 is actually, in my opinion, way more trivial than Wizrobe 1. Just put up Samaria to the left side, and then explode it, and then just use your sword, do it up left or up right, sorry, and then just get the other Wizrobe out of the way, and you're good.
It's always nice to explore the game mechanics in the game, see what you can do and what you cannot do.
Plasma Kappa, of course, having waste no time, just go and heading for Moldrum 2, and he's pretty much loaded, ready to go for Ganon and Aga 2 once he's finished up with this Moldrum 2 fight.
No major problems there with Trollorn 2, takes him down, and pretty straightforward now. Oh, there's your flute render. It was just in Trollorn's lunchbox there. What did he do with that one? Like, why did you protect the flute, right? Like, why? Well, you were correct about that one.
I figured it was in the junk field, but not in Moldrum 2 chest. Onto Aga 2.
Well, it's pretty safe to say that you were never meant to use that fruit in the seed.
Yeah, the junk field never expects you to. If it's in the junk, if an important item's on the junk field, then it never expects you to get it. Alright, on to the Ganon fights for Plasma Kappa. Oh, that was great.
That's a pretty great skip spot for a flute, actually. Imagine if that was an old dungeon seed. Ganon fight, we got Tempered Sword, we got plenty of bottles and half magic, and we're pretty good to go here on Plasma Kappa side. Final phase here for Plasma Kappa.
Yeah, Gain Torch glitch. This so now it's a matter of just spinning 12 times next to Ganon in order to beat him. The way you get Silverless hits is that you have to hit him you have to spin out or hit him while he's teleporting away after using the Fireball attack. Generally, you'll see runners use a L shape or U shape to bait out the fire bat, and that gives them enough time to spin and then get the hits on that. Because getting a Swordless hits by swinging is like 2 frames. When spinning, you pretty much have all the frames that you can imagine during that teleporting away effect.
Plasma Kappa is making good work here with all these triple hits here.
Yeah, this should be the last one here, and that will do it. Get your GGs in chat for Plasma Kappa, and all he has to do to finish off this seed is to cross a 1x3 bridge, and he will be done with this seed, and he will be doing so, getting first place on the restream with an official SRL time of 1:47.07, and that is good enough for second place overall. And before Plasma Kappa finished, we had Illis24 finishing first place with a time of 1:38.14. Congratulations and GGs to you. Silver place is not bad at all.
Oh, not bad at all. Pretty alright time as well for a little bit of a tricky location there with the hammer. And we are joined by Plasma Kappa. GGs.
GGs.
GG's.
Nice
So-
hammer.
The hammer spot was admittedly that was pretty funny. Or at least a bit of a dumb spot, but overall, I would imagine that sea was, for most part, linear.
Oh yes. I believed in my linear seed. As you can see, I immediately saved put out of desert with that fire rod.
Yeah, and then oh, I cannot get over that flute and Moldorm too. That's just ugh.
I picked up the mushroom, so I had to get every item. It was important.
Yeah, the only thing you're missing though was silvers, and that was in Pyramid Fairy.
Oh well. Who needs those?
Yeah, who needs them? It's you know about swordless. There's no way that anyone could get silvers and like on an advanced logic. Anyway, or wait. Oh right, there's still seeds. There's still seeds that give you force to do it, but whatever.
So Kappa, how did you enjoy the seed overall?
Oh, it was really great at 8 minutes, and it just kept getting worse. Being when I got my boots. And it turns out water walking is the hardest thing to do in the game.
Yeah, we saw you having some dealing with that stuff a little bit.
Yeah, I think just from an observer, it was for the most it was kind of weird. It was kind of a dumb scene. If I was playing it, I'd be like tilted beyond all belief. But like, yeah, it was a weird scene, honestly, because you had to get because first of all the flipper's location was double locked behind those boots. Which was in Gina's cave, and and then most of the runners like Technolink and Link Force had not gone there until like a little bit later on. While Plasma, you were able to you just saw the ice rod while you were there, like at the start of the game, because I mean that's the start that I typically do is get more information. So you had that knowledge in your mind going in, but what was it like to think that Ice Rod was on the Lumberjack Ledge at the time before you got into Aga Dark World?
I was like, well, might have to do Dark Aga 1 for my go mode. Then that was an Aga Seed anyway, in the last location in the Cape, so never mind. I'll just, forget to pick this up when I'm right by it. Which I did forget to do.
Scruff, why are you doing Tile Room?
Obviously, because he really loves Tyrone.
I don't know. Why is he doing Tile Room? Technolink finishes off. It's going to be finishing off Boulder 1 2. Trinex. Oh.
Yeah, that one hurts. But he has a fairy, so it's pretty cool.
Yeah. At the same time, Lane Force finishes off Lambo 2. So that's 7 crystals for Technolink, gonna go climb up the tower, as Lake Forest is going through Wizrobe 1 and 2.
Also enjoyed doing Diver Down, forgetting to flood the key, then going back and doing it anyway to get my map and compass off of left side.
And you pulled off Diver Down pretty easy, I would say. It looked very solid.
Oh yeah.
Yep. Yeah, both variants were done pretty flawlessly, I would imagine. From looking on it, I have yet to learn the second part of the second switch one for left side swamp. I know about the third water switch one, that said.
Oh yeah, well, I used to only be able to do it with the cane, but then just took a quick tutorial look at the bomb method. It's not as precise as it's been made out to be. It's a little precise, but we all know how to do IPBJ. It's around that level.
Yeah, it's. I think the bomb strat is actually a lot more versatile because I mean you don't have to rely on cane just because of just because it's like hard locked. The only thing that's like the new glitch that was hard locked by cane is just Icebreaker, and you did that pretty decently, I would say.
Yeah, that's just it's just kind of a little precise. It's never going to be perfect every time, just because of little pixels. But yes, I was also never going. Also like, it's Ice Palace. I don't want to go in there. And well, that was probably correct. Anyway, I want the full clear ice.
Pretty sweet that you could pretty much just go mode Ice Palace as well, just getting that for going first just.
Oh yeah. Fortunately meant I had to check the mountain, but that's fine. Tried to get Bookshot Cave to no avail.
I mean, that would be pretty crazy if you got both, well, Super Bunny Cave giving you Cave Mario, and then you would get gotten the bow in Hookshot Cave being in go mode, full go mode on the mountain. That would be pretty crazy.
Yeah. Like, do Hookshot Cave or Hope Bows and TR. I'll go for Hope Bows and TR. Then after that, it's just kind of a very obvious linear line.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, Link Forest onto the Ganon fights. Tempered Sword fights. Alright, phase 3 is now on. Ooh, gotta be a little cautious here. He's got one heart to work with. He did use that. I know that Link Forest had used. I think Link Forest had used his berry by this point, so he's gotta be pretty cautious. Okay, so unfortunately, Link Forest did not get Torch Glade, so this will be a little bit tricky and a little annoying to deal with because he's got to light both torches, and with half magic, this shouldn't be a problem.
Shouldn't be any big issues at all. I think he has a few fairies, right?
I think he had used one of them though. Oh no, he still has one. Okay, cool.
Needs to play it safe here now. Don't think he got more fairies than the one he just used, so definitely need to be a little bit careful.
For sure. So, Link Force just swinging away. Just needs 12 spins to end the fight here. While Scruff is on the Moldorm 2 fight.
Ooh, just misses that one.
And Scruff took a fall.
Takes a fall there.
Yeah, I would rather just slash then spin as opposed to just doing spin then slash.
Ooh. Link Force is
super
careful.
Oh no! That would have scared. That I mentioned Link Force would have been scared. out of his mind to do it. And Scruff getting the flute out of Moldarm 2 chest.
Just down to one heart for Link Force.
Yeah, this is most of the attacks that Ganon can do is just does it 2 hearts, especially these fire bats do 2 hearts as well. He's about to be close at this point.
I think he's like 1 hit away, or maybe 2.
A death here would be fatal. There it is.
Okay.
Okay, get your GGs in chat for Link Force 0, as Scruff is finishing up Aga 2, and will be off to fight Ganon. And Link Force 0 will come in second on the restream with an official SRL time of 1:58.26, good enough for 7th place overall. And after Link Force had finished, we had the Hyphenated in 6th place of a time of 1:56.51, Orange in 5th place of a time of 1:51.56, Koride in 4th place of a time of 1:50.06, and Mikan in 3rd place of a time of 1:49.37. And hello, Link Force 0, GG.
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 So, Link Force, how did you enjoy this one?
I hated it so much. So many bottlenecks. Boots to book. No, it was boots to shovel, to flippers to book, to mitts. No, to fire rod to mitts.
Yeah, I gotta say, when we saw you guys getting that book from Swamp Palace, we didn't really expect that to be your next progression. We definitely thought about you guys getting the mitts. What's the next progression item?
Yeah, the early game was pretty much defined by the double locked flippers from the boots, because you have to go to Agena, then lead it into King's Tomb from the shovel, and then go over to the dig game to get the flippers. That wasn't in there until quite a while. And by the way, Scruff has taken down Ganon. Get your GGs in chat for Scruff. Mr. Scruff didn't do it, my good friend. And he will be finishing 3rd on the restream with an official SRL time of 2 hours 25 seconds, and that is good enough for 8th place overall. Let's see if I'm getting him for an interview. And Technolink onto Aga 2.
So, Link Force, what was the most irritating part? More like it was just getting that book, right? That was, or was it finding those boots very late?
It was finding the boots very late. Because if I found those early, I would have been able to get shovel and then get flippers. And then when I was doing my South Route Dark Road, I would have gone into Swamp because I had hammer and hookshot and found that book, and then probably would have immediately gone to desert. But finding those boots really sucked.
Yeah, and that voice is Scruff, by the way. Hi, Scruff, my good friend. Scruff.
For me,
hi.
that was kind of the opposite. By the way, GG's, everybody.
Okay, first of all, flute in Moldarm 2.
I ended up finding the boots right off the bat. Got it super early because of my stupid Then I got the shovel that led me to flippers, but I skipped the hammer. I last location to everything.
Yeah?
See, I
last
said,
location.
I
Hammer,
said,
book, the fire rod, the Titan's mitts.
I said, like, I'm in Thieves, I might as well just beat it. Then I find hammer, I'm like, yeah, that's gonna trip someone up.
Yeah. And then, again, flute in Moldarm 2.
I was surprised. I'm like, well, where could have that been? So that I didn't have to walk everywhere.
Yeah, it pretty much came down to the it came down to just a
I'm
junk
glad
fill.
that I actually 100%ed the inventory. I don't care if I'm missing 2 shields and a sword. I know where those shields are, and I'm fairly confident I know where that sword is. So this is a win for me.
In GT.
Oh, it was. Oh.
Yeah, no, not in GT. I would imagine it'd be in GT. Or that or Mystery Mire.
Or Hookshot Cave. Oh, did anyone do Hookshot Cave?
Plasma Kappa.
Yeah, I
did.
skipped it since Kane was my go mode. I just went
Same.
right on up there.
So, Scruff, I need to ask you, why did you do Tyler?
Tile room? Oh, just for the hell of it. I was thinking this seat has just been mean enough. I need to go ahead and just make the fun play.
Oh, Technolink is opted to do. Oh, wait, he's on phase 3 right now. Just right. Almost forgot about that. Yeah,
Now, the real question should be, why did I decide to last location CAC? And the answer is because Techno baited me into it before the race started.
There was nothing there.
Exactly. I'm glad the bait worked.
Usually
I ended
a
up
good
getting...
idea.
I got
They're
super
really-
early hook shots, super early boots. I was happy about it.
There really wasn't anything in CAC.
Yeah, except for
No.
powder, but that's not led
That
to nothing.
Did anyone find silvers?
Oh, yeah, they were vanilla.
Yeah.
Okay. I skipped it because I'm like, Red King's probably going to be on the mountain, so I might as well just go there. So,
Yeah.
I had to continue my stretch of last locations. I think I got up to 5, I want to say. Because every time I got a new item that opened up progression that gave me like 2 or 3 spots, I last location the next progression.
I last location the boots to the shovel to the flippers, got book, then fire rod, and then I even went up did ether tablet before desert.
Same.
So I got fire rod, then I went to skull and got my mitts and like,
And
Such a beautiful seed.
And Technolink has finally taken down Ganon. Get your GGs in chats for Technolink,
I
and
hope it was entertaining for all you wonderful viewers out there.
Technolink finishes 4th for the restream with an official SR time of 2 hours, 4 minutes, 52 seconds, and is good enough for 9th place overall.
I just wish that it wasn't AGA required for Dark Road because that ice rod was required and I was hoping I could get that early. But
Hi, Techno.
I saw that, man. Oof.
You. I
Hey,
heard
it's
that,
Techno.
I heard that you Scruff baited you baited Scruff into doing last.
Hey, man, you shouldn't have baited me to avoid CAC so early. It paid off.
Yeah, I guess let's say you took the baits.
Getting like
trying
5
to
minute
bait
boots
Scruff
was
into
wonderful.
And then I think we killed Technolink.
Yes. Hey, I felt like I was Galaxy Brain when I went to Aghanim instead of Eastern Palace. Was like, yeah. Only thing is, if I only got the hookshot earlier, that would have been even bigger Galaxy Brain.
Yeah, and then I had a good laugh on this too, but the fluted Moldern too.
I love that.
It was so good. I mean, to be fair, that had to be in the junk fill eventually. So, especially after getting the silvers out of Pyramid Fairy.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm. I don't know if my sound was on at the time when I got the flute.
I
Because
think
I
it was. I'm not sure, actually, so...
Well, I have to say the Ice Palace play with going and finding the bow, thinking, maybe Kane of Samaria is in pot or in Eastern. Well, it couldn't be in Eastern, of course, but it could be in pot or in Pyramid, so I could Icebreaker. But it wasn't, and...
Oh, so that's why you decided saving quit, okay. Because I was like, why are you saving quitting from a dungeon you can clearly clear out? I was so confused, Techno.
Yeah, well, I was like, Icebreaker saves me more time than it takes me to get me back to the place where I need to be. Especially, I believe the big key was in the final chest. So if I found Samaria, I would be in go mode. Well, of course, hindsight is 2020, but if I did Icebreaker, it would have saved me at least 2 minutes, I think. I don't know how much time it is to get back to Icebound. I believe it's like 1 minute or so with the boots and flips.
I have actually no idea. I don't track time.
I should time it, and then I should probably facepalm. But in any case,
Yeah.
well, I am happy I didn't go into pop the first opportunity I had, because finding the hammer in Thieves Town.
You were the first one to find the hammer in Thieves Town, so you had a clear advantage, but lacking the boots there, entering the Dark World cost you a little bit there.
Yeah, that's finding it at Agina last location. And then I went straight for Lumberjack because I felt like, okay, it's either in Bomb Rocks or in Lumberjack, because why else would you give me boots but not Desert Access? And yeah, well, found Ice Rod.
Yeah, it was at least good that you found, because we were a little bit worried since you never checked Lumberjack, so we were like, he doesn't know about this, so it could have been very bad at the end.
Yeah, it would have been incredibly bad. Although you got Mirror at Pyramid, and I was going to check King's Tomb. If I had boots, I would have checked King's Tomb, Graveyard Ledge, Bomb Rocks, and Lumberjack in one go. Because I was already at the bumper cave.
That is true. That is true.
So, yeah. But I'm pretty sure I lost. So I only got the boots like 1 hour in or something. We'll find out in the credits, of course.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Any last words until you guys we have to wrap up here.
I'm super
Tuna's
glad
in first
Techno-
place. Sorry, Tuna, what was that?
I'm glad that Techno goaded me into early not Kakariko checking.
I still don't know how I did that again.
Nice cake.
Don't go
Nice
checking
cake.
hobo. Don't do it.
Okay. Okay. Okay, we gotta wrap it up now.
Love it.
GG's the bump to all four of you. Oh. Okay, so
Jeez.
definitely give all four runners a good follow. Coming up on the schedule, we have starting around 5 p.m. We have a match of the Final Fantasy 1 Randomizer Spring Tournament, Gwef versus Dark Mooniacs, and then at 5:10 we also have the start of today's ALTTPR League matches, Cross Keys. We're going to be leading things off with on Gaming number 2. We have the Spoilers versus Link Finds a Way, Dr. Ovidius Nazo, and then coming up to at Speed Gaming number 6, we have another Final Fantasy Randomizer Spring Tournament match, Avos versus Black Knights. Definitely do not want to miss on those. If you want to check out everything on Speed Gaming, we definitely give all the Speed Gaming channels a follow. We have Speed Gaming and Speed Gaming 2 through 6, as well as our multilingual channels, English, Dutch, and Portuguese and Spanish. And then our trackers for today were Etnar and Dark Diplomat. Give them a follow as well. And then, of course, I am Professor Ender, and my co-com was Nilson Alex 92. If you got any final words, Nilson Alex, sign off.
Well, it was fun, and always check Agina to get your boots. And, of course, check out the league if you like more Randomizer. And till next time, peace out.
Take it easy, everybody.